Good morning, guys. It is 9:27 and it's Thursday. I think it's the 12th, is it? Of September, which is extraordinary, really. And it's rained, which is wonderful. So the ground is wet and it will soon be muddy, which is beautiful, because all of the creatures and plants that choose to exist here in this space actually need the water. The river has been dry, as you know, and so on. So it's lovely to feel the rain, and it's actually lovely to walk on wet ground. When the ground is wet, we get more benefit from it. And it's quite interesting, because last night, as I said yesterday, I have been watching all of the different news channels to highlight the exaggeration on all sides, and the dis and miss and every other kind of information you can imagine. And I found it fascinating. Look at that tree. Do you know, I've noticed as I walk around here that some of the trees have got smiley faces, which is really nice. Anyway, good morning. Isn't it lovely to feel the rain?
It is, yeah.
I mean, it's not very strong, is it? But
it's a bit milder today as well.
Yeah. But it's lovely, because the rivers have been dry here for like months.
Oh, months and months.
Yeah.
What are you hoping to catch?
Oh, me. Oh, I just come and I do a video every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to walk and talk, and
you can see it changing.
yeah, and then I put it onto YouTube. And sometimes people watch it, which is nice. So,
Oh, lovely.
yeah, but I mean, I love the architecture of the trees as much as I love trees. And I just think you look at the branches, and it's great to see how they, you know, in the winter you've got all of these lovely shapes in the branches, and then to see it all covered up. And I just think everywhere you look there's a picture. It's just beautiful. So
Such a lovely wood, this. I love it here.
I love this wood. It's my favourite as well.
Yeah.
It's so peaceful.
Not many people use it. Which
No.
is, part of the attraction, really.
That's what I
Especially
think.
for her, because she's so unhappy with people. But
Well, that's like, Ebby is so old now. You know, this is nice for it. It's a nice walk. And Henry just runs backwards and forwards. But she's in season at the moment, so she thinks everybody loves her.
oh, right.
Which, of course, we all do. Right, come on then, girls, let's go.
Come on, then.
See you again. Bye. Yeah, so the interesting thing in doing this was, it was like a marathon, honestly. Just going from one channel to another and using the satellite and all the different bits of Obama's speech that are being used by different channels to... it's just amazing, anyway. But in the middle of all of this, I kind of said, that's it, I've had enough, I just need to clear my head. So, meant to flick it off, and it went on to this other channel. And I don't know what it was called, but it was all to do with the countryside. And they had on these hay fever experts, and they were talking about the increase in hay fever and how strangely, instead of the increase being in the countryside where there's, you know, more pollen, more crops and all the rest of it, it's actually in the towns and cities. And it's nothing really to do with increases in pollen levels. It's everything to do with the increase in antibacterial and cleanliness and OCD and things like that. And the experts, in inverted commas, because do we really know what an expert is? No. The experts were saying, you know, that children are not allowed to get dirty, everything's wiped now. You know, people spray things all over work surfaces. Carpets are kind of hoovered incessantly and carpet shampooed and vaxed and this and that. And this is what's actually contributed to the increase. So there's lots of people out there going on about how pollen is actually, you know, it's bad and and it's actually that then manifests all these other illnesses, allergies. Ho, ho, ho. Look at you. Now look at the size of that. That is massive. Wonderful. And I find that quite fascinating, you know, because we have all these people with their sprinkly, sparkly houses where everything glistens and gleams, and children who are coughing, sneezing, itchy eyes, hives, you know, unable to go out and play, and actually becoming housebound, ill, put onto medication. You know, I mean, grow up, people. Does it really matter whether your work surfaces shine? Or is it more important that your child does? Oh. You know, people go on about me walking barefoot. Like, I see that lady quite often, so she doesn't mention it anymore. You know, we've had the conversation, but it's people are, oh, you don't know what's on the ground, you don't know what you're treading on, you know, you could pick up this, it'll come in through. I've had all kinds of things said to me. Yeah, I've been walking barefoot now for over a year, and I haven't caught anything to my knowledge, and I've walked in all terrains. Listen, you hear it? All terrains and in all different kinds of mud. You know, when I used to drink out of the stream, me and my stuff, people were quite horrified, you know, or you can get this, you can get that. Believe me, it's probably a lot better water than what we drink from our tap, which I don't know about the rest of the world, but we drink our own sewage, which has been cleaned, so they say, and yeah, that's what we do. So I just think it's funny sometimes, you know. I think it's funny what people think. Anyway, I haven't had time to have a look at the Obama speech in its entirety, because my daughter Catherine, who I've spoken about, is still homeless. However, she has got a house in Wales and will be moving a week on Monday, 24th or 28th, whatever day that might be. That's when she's going. So that is absolutely fantastic. Catherine is going off to Angel, as I call it. It's really Angle, but I always used to spell Angel, A-N-G-L-E. So, yeah, she's going off to Wales then. But I've been obviously making meals for them all, and they've been coming to the house, so I've been doing meals for 10. And my son is moving too, Jim. His partner Sue died last year when I had my Rawgasmic channel, and he is now ready to move on and is moving to his home. He's leaving Coventry as well. He's going to Rugby. He's going to a village just outside Rugby. So today I'm going with my mum to have a look at his new home. So, you know, obviously these things are very important to me, so I haven't had the chance to sit down and do the Obama speech, but I'm hoping to do so within the next week, really. So what else can I tell you about NLP? Well, believe me, there is shed loads of stuff to tell you about NLP. The first misconception is that there are people who can't be hypnotised. You know, the number of people who've said to me, oh, You know, I can't be hypnotised, you can't hypnotise me. I think there's a very, very small amount of the population that cannot be hypnotised, it would appear. It's something ridiculously small, like maybe 2%. The rest of us spend a good portion of our day hypnotised. If you watch the television, as I have been doing, you have to keep, you know, kind of same focus, listen, don't get drawn in, because a lot of the time, even the way, the rhythm of the speech, the rhythm of the music, the colours, everything is designed to take you into that kind of trance state, so that the messages they want to get across the same way as a hypnotist would do it. You know, they put you into a trance state and then they make suggestions, and they use language, embedded commands like "you will now." That's an embedded command, especially with the word "now." You will now, blah 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 blah. And it's given me an opportunity, really, the past few days, with all this television that's been on and satellites and channels even in languages I don't understand, because Mustaf speaks Turkish, Farsi, Dari and Armenia. So, you know, he watches all these different languages. But even in not understanding the language, I can understand the rhythm, I can understand the pictures, I can understand the flashes of imagery. And I understand the embedded commands as well. So, for all of you guys who really believe that you are operating completely in your own constructed reality, the chances are that's not quite true. Every time we drive past a billboard, we take in that information, and our inner being, the part of us that sorts out all the millions of bits of information and deletes, distorts and generalizes to deal with it. You know, it's like, oh, don't pay any attention to that, that's just and don't worry about that, that is not worth our attention, so that's deleted. Oh yeah, well, they're all just trees, generalization. You know, we just do all of this because where am I going with this? Come on, Rose, think. It just suddenly flew out of my head. That's because I'm thinking and not really existing in the now. So we take in all of this information, we very quickly deal with it, and we don't often question the things we generalise, the things we delete, and the things that we distort. And people kind of think that they are living in this reality that they create. But even in all of that, as you walk down the road and you see, I don't know, in England they have, like, outside newsagents, they'll have these little boards that put the headlines on. You know, I mean, there'll be things like local interest. It is normally something really horrible. You know, woman throws cat in bin mercilessly. That enters your head. And that's one of those things you're thinking, even though you're not aware that you're thinking, it's like, what should I do? What should I do? But it's a message. It's a message like nothing is safe. You know, this is an ordinary lady just like me. And really, she's a catopath underneath it all. Yeah. And I suppose when I did NLP, I realised that I thought I didn't pay attention to any of these things at all. Oh, I don't pay attention to, the newspapers. I don't listen to the news. I don't, look at billboards. The fact is, I do, even though I'm not aware of it. And that is when you're in a hypnotic trance state, because you're not aware of it. If you're in the now, you become aware of everything. Yeah. Life, eh? Isn't it lovely to see the rain on the leaves, to see them wet? Maybe we'll get some rows of raindrops somewhere. Oh, look at that. They've each got their little diamond on the end. And when you look at adverts, for example, one of the things we do in NLP is when we are getting someone, not getting someone, but when we're working with a person and we want to manifest their positive outcomes, when we do NLP, we will always get them to see an image, visualize, and then bring in sound, and then bring in colour, and then make it sharper, and then make it bigger and brighter and bolder. Now that's exactly what happens in the adverts, and it doesn't surprise me that millions and millions, the amount of people with hay fever has just gone sky high. Hay fever and allergies, and actually Alfie is riddled with allergies: wheat, gluten, eggs, milk, cheese, most of the dairy, there's just loads of things anyway. And, it's kind of like we are mesmerised by the adverts that show us this gleaming, sparkling kitchen with the lovely, gorgeous, beautiful mother who is just smiling through her children's childhood without a worry, because she's using all of these products and her toilet is so clean and so is her home. And really, they're being mesmerised by all these things, a bit like a gambling machine. A one-armed bandit is flashing, and there's lights and there's music and sounds and rewards. If you press the button, you'll get a diggly, a little rhythm to kind of say, "Hi, sucker." This is all NLP. It is all NLP. And, do you even notice? This is what we need to be asking ourselves. Do we even notice? Because, like I said, so many people say to me, "Oh, I can't be hypnotised. Oh, no one would ever be able to hypnotise me. I know my own mind. I know." And often, guys, these are the ones who are, well, let's just say deluded and misguided are two words that spring to mind. I'm going to go. Oh, something just buzzed in my hair. What was that? The only other thing I want to point out about the allergy thing, because there might be people who have children or grandchildren, nephews, nieces, or other people they love who have these allergies, is the thought that if you introduce very minuscule amounts of whatever your child is allergic to, whatever food, this can actually get rid of the allergy. But I hasten to add, I am not a medical doctor, and I certainly won't be doing it with Alfie, but it is something that I can say to Hannah, research this, Hannah, and go and ask his, I forget the name of the person who looks after allergies. mention it to them, and maybe they'll be able to do this with Alfie. The thing is with Alfie, if he takes any of these other foods, it's awful. We have to have an EpiPen all the time, because he goes into that anaphylactic shock. He swells up like twice, 3 times the size. It's horrifying, and it's very scary. So what we want is for Alfie to be able to learn how to tolerate these things he's allergic to. Anyway, right, I think it's time that... and the interesting thing, let me just add this, is that when Hannah had... This is her first child. When she was pregnant with Alfie, she did everything right, as the doctors said. Right from before she was pregnant, she knew she wanted him. She knew she wanted a baby. Both her and her partner started to, everything they were told to eliminate, both of them did. Both of them did. And, I was absolutely amazed. I was kind of, Hannah, how can you do all of these things? I mean, there was no cheese, no soft this, no... And isn't it weird? The things she didn't eat, he's got the allergies to. Maybe that's why they're doing it, eh, guys? Because we all know the pharmaceutical industry needs more money, don't we? So maybe all of these, advice sheets they're giving to young couples who want babies, are completely wrong. Because when I was 17 and I got pregnant, believe me, guys, I was drinking like a fish. I was smoking like a trooper. I was eating whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted it. I was running around in the dirt. And, hey ho, who knows? I'm not a doctor, so I don't wear that label. Right, I'm going to go. So keep looking up, guys. I will work on Obama's speech. I do love you. And if you get a chance, start having a look at some NLP books. Or maybe some NLP videos or websites. Because you'd be amazed at how much you don't know about yourself. Seriously. Right. And how much the powers that be do. Remember to enjoy life, live it, because when we do that, we are putting out this blissful energy, and focus on peace, guys. Peace, peace, peace. Even in amidst all of the television and everything else, you need to remember that so many people are focusing their attention on what is being said, and things that appear are manifestations of where we fix our attention. Okay, I'm going. So peace, joy, love and bliss to you all. And join with all us guys who are sending joy, peace and love to the areas around the world that are most conflicted at the moment. And that's it. So from Honey and Abby, who are there, and my feet that are slightly muddy and are here, it's goodbye. And it is so beautiful to walk on wet ground again. Yes. Right. I love you all. How lovely. A message from the birds. Bye.